Hi guys, so this is a baby names list looking at summer baby names for boys. I've also made one of summer baby names for girls, so I will put the link to that below if you want to go and check that out. So I've just filmed that as well, but this one is summer baby names for boys. This is my daughter Sienna, who's just joined me. Oh well, you want to come in? Do you want to join me?
Yeah.
We're talking about baby names for boys. Okay, well, I've got Sienna with me. This is my little one. So the first name that I'm going to chat about is the name Leo. Do you like the name Leo? Yeah, no. Well, I like the name Leo. And of course it is the star sign Leo, which is from, I think, the 23rd of July to the 22nd of August. So if your baby is born within that time, yeah.
I need to help him get my toothpaste out.
Okay. Well, can I just finish this video and then I'll do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Leo was between I've totally lost what I'm talking about because I'm now thinking about toothpaste. But yes, if your baby's born really any time in the summer, but the star sign Leo goes from the 23rd of July to the 22nd of August. So if they're born within that time, then it's a perfect boy's name. Of course, Leonardo DiCaprio made it very famous, and in fact since him it's kind of really boomed in popularity. So it kind of jumped into the top 100 in the from around the early 2000s, so whenever Leo was really on the scene. So he's definitely made it more of a popular name. You could go for Leonardo if you wanted the full length version, but I quite like Leo on its own. And also, yes, it means lion, so it's quite a nice meaning as well. So yeah, now it does tend to be in the top 20, and in fact reached number 6 in 2018. So yeah, it is a popular one, but a really nice one. Next on my list then is the name Sonny, spelled S-O-N-N-Y. You could also spell it S-U-N-N-Y, but I think most people know it as S-O-N-N-Y. And this was a name that it became popular in the 60s and 70s and still has a very cool retro feel to it. So recently there have been quite a few sort of cool celebs that have called their children Sonny, and yeah, it is quite a cool hipster name. It tends to creep in now into the top 100 as it has become more popular, but if you wanted to spell it with a U rather than an O, a lot less popular, and in fact only ranked at number 1097 last year. You giving me some money? No, you're gonna keep that money. Sensible girl, you hold on to your money. Next then, it's one that's a bit more unusual again, and it's the name Dayton, spelled D-A-Y-T-O-N. I think this one may be slightly more popular in America. But here in the UK, not that well known. But if you're in America, maybe let me know, is it something that you have heard of? Do you know quite a few Daytons, a few boys called Dayton? And it means a bright and sunny town, so nice connection to summer there. It only started to creep into the top 2000 in recent years, so yeah, still one really not very well known here, but I think a really nice one for a boy. It's kind of got a cool feel to it as well. Next then, at number 4, it's the name Ocean. And some of these I know are a little bit out there and a little bit unique, but I just thought I quite like thinking of names that are a little bit more unusual. And when it comes to summer names for boys, I think some of them are a bit more kind of quirky or like hipster or a bit more way out there. So yeah, Ocean you may think is a bit like too much, but I think a really cool name. If you're a cool person, you can definitely get away with having a little boy called Ocean. You could use it for a girl as well. It's quite a unisex name, so either would do. And of course, connection to summer, because we often tend to be out in the sea, out in the ocean. Not hugely popular. Last year it ranked at number 689, so yeah, another one that's a little bit different. Next then, it's a name that has become more popular in around the last 20 years or so, and it's the name Kai. Really short name, simple name, but a very sweet, cool name for a boy. Really like this name. You may have already heard of a few Kais. There are definitely a few out there. Of course, the Rooneys, I think they probably are one of the most famous couples to have a Kai. It definitely has become more popular in the last 20 years. Before that, it wasn't on the top 100 at all in the last 100 years, but the last 20 years, it's really grown in popularity, and it does now tend to be within the top 100 and tends to stay around that every year. So yeah, it's definitely one that's a pretty cool name, is pretty popular, but doesn't tend to be in the top 10 or so. Next, it's the name Cyrus, spelled C-Y-R-U-S. So if you're a fan of Billy Cyrus, then maybe this is a good one for you, or Miley Cyrus. You know, you could take the name Cyrus. And it's a boy's name of Persian origin, meaning sun. So of course, really good connection to summer. And last year it was ranked at number 801. So yeah, still one that again is quite unusual. Okay, next on my list then is the name Bodhi. And I think this is one that I totally imagine a surfer dude being called. And you spell it B-O-D-H-I. And it's a Sanskrit name meaning enlightenment. I don't know why, it just reminds me of a surfer dude. So I can imagine a Bodhi being called a surfer dude being called a Bodhi. It does now tend to be quite popular, but only within around the top 200 or so, so it hasn't quite pushed into the top 100 yet. So one that I think is very cool, people will know of. Slightly unusual spelling, but yeah, a very cool name for a boy. Sorry, I've just closed the door as the girls are brushing their teeth, so you can hear like taps and children and everything. So but number 8 on my list then is the name Rayden, spelled R-A-I-D-E-N. If you watched my baby girl's name video, I did mention the name Ray, so this is kind of following on a little bit from that. You could obviously go for Ray as a boy's name as well, for the summer connection to the rays of the sun, but I quite like Rayden as something a little bit different. It's actually of Japanese origin and it means thunder and lightning, but we do get more thunder and lightning throughout the spring and summertime due to the heat rising. I really actually love this name. The more I kind of have heard it and the more I think about it, I'm like, oh, if I had a boy, this would probably be in my top 5. I just think it's a very different, cool name. I quite like names beginning with R. I have another one coming up, which is another one of my faves in a minute. Last year ranked at number 835, so again, not one that tends to be in the top 100, so something a little bit different, but I actually think this is a really good one if you're looking for a summer name that, yeah, isn't overly popular. Next then, number 9 is the name Sol, spelled S-O-L, and it literally means the sun in Spanish. If you speak Spanish, you probably know that already. And yeah, a short but sweet name. You could use the full version, Solomon, and shorten it down to Sol, or of course you could just use Sol on its own. Yeah, it ranked last year at 985, but Solomon itself, if you do go for the longer version, is much more popular, and it ranked at number 351, so you could go for either of those if you wanted. And finally, a name I have mentioned before in my baby names videos because I do love it, and it's actually a unisex name, could be used for either, but I would probably use it as a boy's name, and it's the name River, spelled R-I-V-E-R. It's a perfect summer name because of being out and about more, walking along the river, being out in boats in the river over the summertime. So that to me is where the connection to summer comes in, and I just think this is such a good name, such a cool name, and another one, as I said, I really loved and would probably be in my top 5, certainly top 10. So yeah, really love it, and it has become very popular in the last few years. There's a few celebrities that have named their children River. Jamie Oliver has a little boy called River, Kerry Russell has a little boy called River. But as I said, it's a unisex name because there are some celebrities with girls named River. So Kelly Clarkson has River Rose, who's her daughter, and I think River Rose works really well together. So if it's a name you like and you don't know whether you're having a boy or a girl, it may be a perfect one to have because it works for either sex. So yeah, really like this name. It is now, as I said, growing in popularity. It's now tends to be in the top 200, hasn't again quite reached the top 100 yet, but I think it's one that is going to continue to grow in popularity over the next few years. So those are some of the baby names that I love for summertime. As always, please let me know what you think of the names. Leave your, any suggestions you have, any summer baby names you have below, or any just unique names that you love, leave them below. I always love hearing unique names. And yeah, if you're looking for any baby girl summer names, then you can check out the list I've done for baby girl summer names as well. I'll leave the link to that below. And yeah, I hope you're keeping well, and I'll speak soon. Take care. Bye.